Welcome back, you guys, and we are going to, in the next couple of videos, we're going to get the player to actually play a card onto the game board. So you'll notice I've had these images here, but I haven't really done anything with them yet. We're going to get our players to actually play their card onto the game board. So first things first, let's get back into our script, open up Visual Studio, and make the text nice and big so everyone can see. Earlier, we've created these deal methods, and there was deal method 1 and deal method 2. Well, if you're playing a card, you're probably not interested in deal method 1 too much. I mean, you could just read the hand for those kinds of games, but the games where you actually play a card, we're going to be looking a little bit at deal method 2. Because in that method, we actually resize the deck every time a card was drawn, and we resize the hand. It's going to be the same thing, except instead of resizing the deck, we're going to be resizing some other array, which we'll call the game board. So let's start up at the top and create that array. It's going to be a card array, just like the hand, but we're going to call this the game board. Now the game board is going to hold all of the possible cards that we play. We will want to initialize this in start, just like everything else, like our temp hand and all that. We'll just say game board equals new card array, and then we'll give it size 0 because right now it doesn't have any cards. So I'm going to minimize start because I don't want to look at that anymore. Now what we want to do is we want to create a function kind of like deal method 2. So I'm going to make the text just a tad bit smaller. There we go. And we'll create a new function, public void play card. Now when we play a card, just like with deal method 2, we'll probably want to feed in a player. And you could feed in a player or a player index, whichever one you want to do. But we'll feed in a player for right now. We'll pass a player variable if I want to use the technical terms. Alright, so the first thing we need to do, just like before, is we need to create a new array, except this time it's going to be for the game board. So we're going to create a new temporary array of cards, temp game board, and this is going to be equal to the game board length plus 1. Oops, not new card, and then we want to do game board dot length plus 1. And what we'll do is we'll say game board dot copy 2. Notice how it's a lot of the same stuff. Temp game board, comma 0. Now this part, it's up to you if you want to actually copy it to the very beginning or copy it to the end. I mean, it really doesn't make too much of a difference. But we're going to start at the beginning and we'll add the newest card to the end of the array. And then after that, no, you know what? How about this? Instead of starting at 0, we'll start at 1. Why not? We'll make the newest card the 0 spot. Okay, so now let's do temp game board 0 equals, oops. And this is where we're going to have to pick a card from our player. So we'll just say, for right now, I'm just going to put a comment, pick player card, and I'll just put new card for right now. So it looks like this modification right here, adding a card to the game board, that does happen after we pick our player card. Otherwise, things aren't going to work out. So let's think from the player's perspective. We have this player P that we've passed in. Player P should have some kind of selected card. So maybe we also want to pass in an int selected card. And then what we can do is we can create a card variable, selection equals P dot and selected card. Something like that. So we'll create this card variable, and then we can take that selection and then pass it in here. So that's going to go right there. Oops, selection. There we go. And what we'll want to do is after we add it to the game board, we're also going to have to delete it from our player. So last line, we have to say game board equals temp game board. And then we then have to delete the card from our player's hand. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do card array temp hand equals new card array. And this time it's going to be the player hand length -1 because we have to get rid of it from the hand. So we're going to do just like before, for int I equals 1. Oops. I is less than player.hand.length I plus. And then what we're going to do is we're going to say temp hand I -1 equals player.hand I. And then we'll do p.hand equals temp hand. We're gonna have to try this. I'm not sure if it's gonna work. You know what? This is not the right method because we're taking out a specific card. So this will definitely need to be modified. Let's go from I equals 0 to hand length I plus. And let's put a couple conditions in here. Let's do if I is less than selected card, then what we want to do is we just want to keep that one because we haven't taken out our selected card yet. So we'll say temp hand I equals player hand I. I'll keep some braces in there. And then we'll do if I is greater than selected card, then we'll do temp hand I -1 equals player hand I. Alright, I think that should do it, but we're going to have to test this out. Now we need to pass in player P and selected card. So how's that going to happen? We're going to do something in update. So we'll go to update, and then just for easy testing purposes, let's make a couple of conditions. If input.getKeyDown key code, let's use three. That'll be alpha 3. Then what we'll do is we'll say play card 3. No, we want to do players 2, which would be the third player, or we can do players 3. Sure, why not? Comma, and then we need to feed in an int. So let's do a 2. It'll give them the third card. Okay, so we'll hit play, and then we'll take a look at the deck manager, and let's focus on just the hand that we're interested in, and we're going to look at that third card. So right now it's a 10 of spades, the card before it is the 9 of spades, and the card after is the 11 of spades. If we hit alpha 3, then it should add one of these cards to the game board. So I hit 3, the game board got bigger. It took the 10 of spades, just like we expected. If I do it again, it should add the 11 of spades. Cool. So that's it for this video. We're going to continue next time and show you how to display that on screen. See you guys soon.